There we go. All right, now I'm on. Yeah. Woo! It's been a long day. So we're just gonna do questions. I can't. My brain can't even think of a topic. That's how. Yeah, that is one of those days where you just cannot. You know how you just like, my brain is done braining. My the brain is done braining for the day. But anyway, welcome everyone to the most positive immigration space on social platforms. Safest space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new policies with one and only Sister Lawyer. Welcome with you. Don't be fooled. It's no no, it's not, there's no counterfeit. The people try to do counterfeit. You know how they keep scamming people out of their hard earned money. So y'all listen, please make sure you're not. The rent is. I'm telling you, it's hibernating. It's not braining. The brain is not braining. My sister Nashanta was like, girl, you're one word away from getting, yes, just leave it to us. She was like, you're on your own. Yeah, but I mean, it was a productive day. It was just when you've had a very productive day and just that okay, you've maxed out. You're like, okay, it's time to go home. But anyway, welcome in everybody. And if you just joined us for the first time, say hello. Let us know where you're joining in from, what city, what state, what country. And I'm overdue for another. I can't even believe because my ex-husband always makes fun of that. Whenever it's teaches with him, he's like, okay, where are you going? Where are you going this weekend? And I was like, come think of it, it's been 2 months, like for real. It's been 2 months since I was like, yeah. But then again, we're already getting into that Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas season. It's like, okay, you're trying to, business wise, we're trying to, get things settled, every cases out, wrap up, and all that good stuff. But anyway, this is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, good old sweet old Alabama, down south, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. So if you've got an immigration case, do not be deterred by, as it's like as in the state, Alabama law, Minnesota, even wait, it doesn't matter. And for immigration purposes, as long as an attorney is licensed in the state, they can represent you. And people worry about, okay, if I have an interview, then what's the option? If it's something where I'm available, I usually would travel. If not, if the USCIS field office has the option of letting the attorney appear telephonically, which we do, like Mr. Magic's case, that's what I did. That's always an option. So don't let that, you want a specific attorney to represent you in your immigration case. The distance of the state they're located in, it has nothing to do with being able to represent you, just so you know. But anyway, welcome in everyone. So we come in every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is Alabama time. Hello, Mr. Ernest. Mr. Ernest, case was approved. I know you are grateful. I know you are. I mean, it's it is a long time coming. We thank God. I know RFEs, that's always the best kind. So 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Everywhere else, I don't know. So we'll be glad to represent you in your immigration case. Please share, like, follow Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube channel at Olale Immigration on all platforms, and we'll be glad to represent you, whatever case, VAWA, H-1B, fiance visa, citizenship, regular marriage case, employment route, asylum cases, removal of conditions, you just name it. I don't do do some defensive removal proceeding cases, not all. 334-341-4475. That's our contact information. But easiest way, if you want to discuss your case, is to set up a consultation. Go on our website. That's the fastest way you can do it. Olalayalawfirm.com. and we'll be glad to represent you and to advocate on your behalf. I just remembered something because my ex-husband retained my services. I'm laughing because I know. Anyway, my ex-husband retained my services to represent him in an immigration case. I mean, he's a citizen filing for somebody. So, did I charge him? Absolutely yes. Keep your judgments to yourself. You know, yes, keep your judgment to yourself. But yes, because there is no friendship in business. That's how it is. Anyway, so what are we doing tonight? We are going to take on questions because, like I said, my brain isn't braiding tonight. So let's get to the questions, and then we'll resume topics next week. And did y'all watch what? Because I think we were live on Tuesday when the debate was on, but I caught the rerun as like the replay is like. All I can say is y'all need to go vote. Like when I say y'all, I'm not saying everyone. I'm talking of, if you are a citizen, that means you are eligible to vote. Please, please, please. We are about a month away from the election season. Do not think that someone else is going to do it, so you don't have to. Everyone's vote counts, and so just so you know that it's going to be important that everyone does their own part. Don't rely on someone else is going to vote. No, do your own part and know that you've done what you can, and then we leave the rest in God's hands. There is no friendship of family in business. I'm telling you. Hello, Miss Sabina. There's no. You're paying. I didn't do. No, I didn't. I mean, I don't know. People are like, how can you do that? Why can't you not? How and why can't you not? Just trying to listen. Anyway, see you. Well, anyway, so put your questions in the comment section. Right, if you're just joining us, that's what we're doing tonight. Come on in, say hello. We're going to take on your immigration questions. The way it goes is I try to go around all platforms, and so put your questions in the comment section, not in the question box, whatever that is. It has to be in the comment section. If it's something where you need to talk to and discuss your case, and put this up a little bit more. Okay. We need to discuss your specific case. We do that over a paid consultation, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour. Choices, the options, what we have. So tonight is immigration questions on your mind. Some ground rules, yes. Respect each other. No negative comments because you will be blocked and deleted. No negative comment, language, or insults. Don't repeat questions. Big thing, big part of it. Don't repeat questions, and please put your questions in the comment section. I'm telling Miss Eleanor Sanctuary and Miss Sabina, they can, and Final Shannon, they can just do this whole show themselves. I'm telling you, they can do this the whole show. So let's just give me a little bit more time. And while we're doing questions, y'all, if y'all want to, why will you charge him? Don't forget, Abby, like I said, what past are we not forgetting? What past am I forgetting? What is in the past? Why will you charge him? Because it's business. Yes. If he goes to another immigration office, they're going to charge him. Why is it different? Make it make sense. Just so like I said, keep your judgment to yourself. I don't do free business. If you were my blood sister, I would charge you, and I think I actually did. I charge my brother. So what? It to each their own. Just saying, to each their own. But anyway, and if you want to, ask away. And I was going to say ask me whatever you want to know about me, but I don't know if I'll answer. Ask away. So let's get to it. So. Contact information is 334-341-4475. olalayalawfirm.com 334-341-4475. Yes. Okay, so let's see. You are welcome, Mr. Ernest. Can't wait for the green card part of it. Hello, Tutola. How are you? Came to America and got married. Had a baby mama back home. Marriage turned to vow. Can I remarry baby mama after I get my green card? You can remarry anybody you want to marry. And thanks for joining. Yes, on YouTube, please, like Miss Avena said, please remember to subscribe at Olale Immigration. We're trying to build a YouTube family, so that will be very, very much appreciated. So, dirty uptown. um, you cannot marry until you get your green card, but when you get a green card and it's less than 5 years, generally, the law does not allow you to file for someone. However, if you do go ahead to file, then that means you're going to now have to prove the good faith of your VAWA case all over again, in addition to proving good faith in the when you remarry baby mama. So just so you know, but while your VAWA case is pending, you cannot remarry baby mama. It's got to be approved first. Okay, let's go to TikTok. Bring the questions. Let the come. So people, we get so many emails and texts. Talking of text, once again, the text app is down for our regular office number. So if you sent us a text and you haven't received a response since it's been down since, I want to say, last week Wednesday. If you sent a text and you haven't received a response, that's why. So either you text us on WhatsApp or you call the office directly, 334-341-4475. Just so you know, I don't know what's going on with Vonage, which is our phone provider, but it is what it is. So if you need to text us, you have to text us on WhatsApp or call the office directly. We'll be glad to help you with your case. But this is a time for questions now, because we get so many emails and texts and people asking questions like, okay, I just, we were just on live yesterday. Ask a question. If you're going to contact the office to ask a question, you're going to have to pay. It's not free. This is where it is free. So bring your questions here and ask away. Okay, let's see. Hello, Honeybee 0644. Anything about how long, and I always say that, I'm just going to say it again. Anything about processing time, like how many months, how long is a petition or application going to take? Please go on uscis.gov/processing times. That's the same resource that I would use to be able to know how long is a petition or a petition application is taken. So uscis.gov/processing times. Okay. Thank you. Filing for my husband overseas. Do I file the I-130, I-130A, and I-864 together? That's delving into legal advice. So if you're not sure what you do, then you need to sit down with a lawyer or get someone to help you file your application. Hello, Miss Mackie. How are you? Hello, Deji from Lagos. What time is it in Lagos? Why are you still awake? I mean, we're glad you joined us, but what time is it in Lagos? It's probably how many hours ahead? Lo alico. Like what? Well, 6 hours ahead of I think. So it's like almost 3 a.m. What are you doing? What are you doing up at 3? Well, then again, I'm up sometimes at 3. I'm seeing you asking somebody else what they didn't up at 3. Well, thank you for joining. If you come to the U.S. with a fiancé visa, how long should they take to get married and apply for a work permit? Well, the requirement is you have to get married within 90 days. So when you come in, you've got 90 days to get married. And if you get married during the 90-day period, then you file the 485 and work authorization application. If you do not get married within the 90-day period and you come on in the K1 visa and you don't get married within the 90-day period, you still end up getting married, you're going to have to start all over again, in the sense of your petitioning spouse will now have to file an I-130. And then based on that, you file your companion application. So it makes a difference what you file, what you have to file or not file, depending on whether or not you get married, number one. Number two, depending on when you get married. But there's a work permit that K1 visa holders can actually file that is usually good for 90 days. A lot of people don't know that. And the reason why a lot of people may not know is because by the time they approve it, you're probably almost at the end of the 90 day, even past the 90-day period. So it's like, what's the whole point? But that's, if you get married in the 90 days, then once you get married, you can go ahead and submit your green card application and concurrently file your work authorization application at the same time. Aquila Capria, thank you. This is what I wear. You're everywhere. Thank you. Can my husband just say I abuse him just to get? Can my husband just say I abuse him just to get documents? Are you really asking me if your husband can just lie to get documents? Or am I reading that question wrong? Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. All right, let's see. How long does emergency take to be approved? Anything about how long it cannot? Okay, let me see. Yeah, you're gonna have you're always gonna have those kind of people. Vicky Brain, I'm trying to get the person. You're always going to have those trolls. Some people just don't have a life. You have to understand there's some people who are miserable in life. And yeah, they're miserable in life. And so you just have to pray for them or laugh or because you can laugh at them. But when you're miserable in life, I mean, there's nothing good that can come out of that. So some people just need prayers, and then we block them and pray for them from afar. Okay, let's see. You're welcome, Victoria. I did my interview about 3 weeks ago. My I-130 was approved in 3 days after, but my I-45 is still active. Okay, so what's your question? Do I need to go to N400 interview with your wife? You mean your wife? Because I don't have a wife. If you are filing based off of 3 years marital union, being in a marital union with a citizen, and it's based on 3 years, it doesn't. Your interview notice is not going to specify. Sometimes it will, just depend. But I always tell my clients, if we're filing based on 3 years, you are going with your spouse. Because I've had situations where you get there, USCIS says, "Where's your spouse?" I'm like, "Well, you didn't tell me to bring my spouse." Like, "Well, you're filing based on 3 years of being in a marital union with a citizen, so it reckons that you will come with the spouse." So I've had a situation where they postpone that. So just to avoid all that drama, just best to just go. And for the most part, they would ask where your spouse is. Like, "Well, this is my spouse," whatever. They won't even ask the spouse any question. Sometimes just want to, you just want to, lay eyes on your spouse and see that you guys are married, whatever the case may be. So it's always best to go with the spouse. If my wife is threatening to annul our marriage, can I file for VAW based on this? Threatening to annul the marriage is not abuse. What can be abuse? How it can be part of abuse is if there is something addition to that. What led to the threats? Is that a constant, occurrence in the marriage? Like if you do something, then the next thing is you're going to threaten they're going to annul the marriage because they want to make sure you don't get a green card. People threaten to annul, but what is the foundation of that? What leads up to that? Those are things you have to consider. And if you're not sure, then you may want to have your case evaluated by an attorney just to be on the safe side. You are welcome. Can I file for my daughter as a stepdaughter of a widow while I have a pending NOID case? Can I file for my daughter? Can I file for my daughter as a stepdaughter of a widow? I'm not sure I understand your question with your grading. So you may be best, sitting down and having that. Is that you all have to understand there's some questions are not just yes or no. There's some questions, there's a whole lot more facts that need to be in that. If you have a pending I-130 and your removal proceeding is terminated, do you have to contact USCIS? Not necessarily contact USCIS about an I-130. What you can do is, if you file, once it's been terminated, that opens you up for being able to apply for your green card application. So based on the pending I-130, you can file your I-45 if you haven't filed it in court. The only basis to contact USCIS in that regard is if you already have a pending I-45 with USCIS, because if you have that and they are aware that you're in immigration court, then they're going to administratively close your I-45. So in order to prevent an admin closure, notify them that you're no longer in removal proceedings, so that it's not going to be a delay in the adjudication of your I-45 application. Okay, so got an email today that an action was taken in my case, but there is no update in my account. That Dave, you're not the only one who almost goes crazy with that. Crazy. USCIS has a way of sending you like 200 million. We took an action on your case, and you sign into your USCIS account, and there really isn't anything until like 500 days later. So it's not unusual, but just keep checking. You will see whatever it is. Can I file N-400 if I got a petition going on with USCIS? If you got what petition? Yes, already have that. Okay, so you already have. Okay, so if you already have a I-45 and you're just, your removal proceedings were terminated, then you want to notify USCIS and attach a copy of the court order terminating proceedings, so they know that now they have. Because if not, it's USCIS. Don't expect them to help you check your record, but they may, depending on what officer you get. But it's always best to just let them know, and so that it doesn't slow down adjudication of your case. Can I still get removed? You mean removal proceedings terminated while my I-130 is dependent? It depends on the DHS attorney if they agree to a termination. Just remember someone else too. Depends on that. Depends on a lot has to do with the OPLA office and how inclined they are to PD requests to terminate, based on their caseloads. I usually have a lot more luck with New York or those areas where they've got a lot of cases and they'd rather just take cases off their docket that don't have to be in court, compared to smaller towns or smaller courts. So it does depend, but you can. Can I file an I-130 for my daughter? She is 28 years old. Will it delay? It's not a case where you can or cannot file. If you've got a relative that you are eligible to file for, it's not about. And I've said this several times. Filing a petition has nothing to do whether the person is here or not here. The main thing is, does the person fall within a category where you, as a petitioning relative, can file for them? If the answer is yes, then that's it. The main thing where people want to know is, can that person not end up getting a green card, or especially if the person is here? And then that really is, that comes down to evaluating your specific case. So a petition is a petition. A petition doesn't grant you anything in the sense of it doesn't give you any kind of status. An I-130 that's approved is just an I-130 that's approved. It just is an underlying basis for which someone can apply for a green card. An I-140, immigrant worker a petition that is approved is just that. It's just the basis for someone to get a green card application in through employment. So it's not about whether you can file a petition. So if you qualify, so a 28-year-old daughter, if you are a citizen can file for any child of any age or any marital status. A green card holder, on the other hand, cannot file for a married child. So it just depends. That's the analysis as far as petition. Yeah. How long will it take to process an I-824? I have so many of that in the works, and it's like 2 million years. Because I don't think USCIS is even doing anything on those anymore. I'm telling you. Okay, let's see. All right, let me go to. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Ms. Avena. Remember to share. You just never know who is going to benefit. So please share Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, 8:30 p.m. Alabama Central Standard Time Zone. Can you wait? Okay, let me rephrase this. Can you leave the U.S. to wait out your VAWA in your home country and then do consular processing? Can you do that? Yes. However, what that means is make sure you don't have you make sure you don't have you have not gotten yourself in a situation where you're going to trigger permanent bars. So for instance, if you've overstayed and you leave, you have the protection when you are here, compared to if you leave on your own, then and if you overstayed, you will definitely trigger a permanent bar that's not going to require you to file a 601A waiver of unlawful presence, and hopefully you don't have any other waivers that you have to file. That's going to be something you have to consider, because then that's going to extend how long you can be outside the country. If you haven't overstayed, you're in a valid non-immigrant visa, and you just want to go back home, then that's different. Once your case is approved, you file an 824 because they have to transfer your file to the embassy to the MVC for consular processing. I would say definitely you want to consult with a lawyer before you make any of such move. That would be my suggestion. Disclaimer: general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. Just yeah, that's it. Hello, Ms. Giwa. How are you? Happy Thursday to you as well. Oh, you're so welcome. Were you able to get the information we talked about? Positive platform. Kindly do not forget to share in your testimonies, approvals, and all great news in your immigration journey. We love to hear those. That is welcome every day, all day. Just like Mr. Ernest, we shared his story on Tuesday. Never, it's just, it is just, there's a lot of negativity in the world. It's always good to come to a space where you can actually share in positive, news. Hello, Jane. How are you? Thank you. Okay. Please do not repeat questions. Person asking if you can wait at the embassy. If I knew you repeated a question, I would have skipped it. Don't repeat questions, please. Okay. Let's see. My I-45 was administratively closed while VAWA being processed. VAWA got approved. Congratulations. And I-45 was reopened a year ago and still haven't heard USCIS since then. You may, contact USCIS if your case is outside normal processing time. You may contact them, put in your priority dates in their website, on their website. If it's outside normal processing time, contact them. If that fails, get your senator or congressman and woman ombudsman inquiry. What else? Sometimes you do a White House assistance request. There's the website you can go to ask the White House to help you intervene. If all that fails, then you got to sue USCIS. I always tell you can't be afraid to sue USCIS if you've explored every other option. You cannot be afraid to sue them. You've got to sue them at some point. So, yeah. Yeah, I can speak the Yoruba, but reading the Yoruba is a different. I did watch you from a. Thank you, Temitope. Okay, you did. All right, great, miss. Happy Thursday. Hello, Adeoye. Happy Thursday to you as well. Y'all, this week just went on like, I think the last part of the year is always like only year. The last part is like, okay, the last four, when you get to those bar months like September, October, it's like, okay, right, let's wrap this up. Okay, yeah, New Year's around the corner. Let's go. September went, October 2 is like tomorrow is the 4th of October already. Like, what's going on? Before you know it, it's Thanksgiving. Before you know we're done with Christmas. Before you know January comes around, everybody's like, okay, pay school tuition and all that. But then again, let me not lie. I don't pay school tuition. No, I don't. Thank you, Lord. My kids have a father who pays all their he pays tuition. What can I say? They're blessed. Let's see. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Good to have Miss Mazala. The brain is hibernating today. I can't. Sometimes you get to a point where you know your brain just needs to rest. And I deal with migraines, so for me, when I start to sense that tension, it's like, okay, no, let's not let's leave it alone. Forever the key young slow, keep up solving problems for migrants. God bless you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, and also, listen, when there's always some. I got another client, Mr. K. He joins from time to time. He has been on this immigration journey. One of the reasons why I'm passionate about what I do is when you've heard the kind of stories that I hear on a daily basis, literally, and know that these are your people, but everyone's journey is just different. There's something it does. Like I'm someone who my personality is a problem solver. I've got to find a solution. And I drive myself up the wall if I cannot find a solution. Like, I'm an August baby. I'm very, very driven. And by being driven, my mom would tell you, I've got to find a solution. Quitting is never an option for me. I'm learning that as I get older that some things you have to let go, but I hate not to be able to figure things out. And so, in his case, I've taken on his case, and we're really believing God for. It's a complicated case, to say the least. Somehow, my brain is wired and geared towards those cases. I get bored in very simple cases, like in a work permit. Everybody can do that, but I'm geared towards this makes no sense, but we're gonna figure it out. And that's the kind of case he has. But in all the craziness going on, he had an attorney for a long time that he had a basis to file for work authorization. This person convinced him that he didn't qualify for the work authorization. He was told that he doesn't qualify, that he just has to wait for the court to decide. And so he came to my firm. We did it for a request, and I go, if you have this pending and it's still pending, you can't get a work authorization. He goes, my lawyer said I cannot. I'm like, So I said, okay, let me do some research. Went back. I was like, this is category, I think it's A10. Yes, you can. So we filed that last year, and it's one of those categories that takes forever, like 200 million years, right? Okay. But this guy, if anybody needs a work permit, he does. More than anything, because there's no help from anywhere. He's taking care of his sick father back home. A few weeks ago, he reached out like, hey, can we do an expedite request? And I said, okay. I usually charge, but I waived my fee in his case. If you're asking for expedite request, an email like Cecilia, and yeah, waive fee. No, that's for him. Like y'all just heard me that I charged my ex-husband for fee, so don't come on. They're just saying. So we did that. They said they were going to get back to us and all that. Weeks went by, nothing. He reached out again to me last week, and it was like, ma'am, I need your help. As in God is my last hope, but I need your help. You need to. I don't know what else I can. Anyway, reach out to USCIS again. We're on the phone together, and I told him later, like, listen, we need someone to call us. We just need something to be done. This guy has no way to survive. We've got, we're very detailed. And I was like, let's give it another shot. And being persistent sometimes, because that's my maiden name, Every office in US is like, no, not her. Because first of all, my name is not common. It's like, oh, it's not lady. And so that was last week. And as God would have it, and he was like, this same story to tell, like, we can't give up. We just have to keep believing, right? And yesterday we got a notification saying, okay, your case has been assigned, yada yada yada. And today got a notification that his work permit. So we basically asked to expedite it. Got a notification that the work permit application had been expedited. The expedited request has been approved. I called him, I spoke with him, and he goes, I can't believe it. I'm like, well, let's give it another 30 days, because usually that's what I'll tell you, like, for them to actually approve, because the expedited request approval, for them to produce the card, let's give him another 30 days. Y'all, when I say that, not even an hour after I spoke with him, it was, no. Was it? No, I take that back. Tuesday is when Tuesday is when we got the expedited request was approved. And then, y'all, I don't know. My brain, like I said, it's either Tuesday, because I know I was in the office. I'm in my home office, but I was in the office when I called him. I worked from home yesterday. So either on Tuesday or today is when I called the guy. Like I said, the brain isn't brain. When I called him, Laura Concha, USCIS has produced his card. I was thinking 30 days. So persistency and just believing that God is going to come through, because this man was told by the lawyer who filed his case that he can't get a work permit based on what he has pending in court. I'm like, I don't know everything, but on this particular application for relief, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And so just knowing that he's going to be able to get work and get identification and be able to help his father, that's what this is all about. Right? I know that's a long story, but y'all, this is that's why I had gray hair, and it's worth it. Hobby Lobby has their Christmas holiday spirit display. Exactly. See the point? That's exactly what I'm saying. Walmart has the Christmas shop already open at the teacher Thanksgiving, but everybody starts to get decorates when it's Thanksgiving time. So now I'm thinking we just put the dawn tree up in the attic. Now we got to bring it down. I might as well just leave my tree one of these years. Like, you know what? I just put it in the corner, wrap it up, and because it's a waste of bloody waste of time. After USCIS issues your prima facie determination in the VAR case, how positive is your case, and how soon will work authorization advance? So once again, I've said it several times, work permits advance parole has nothing to do with your prima facie. Completely different things, mutually exclusive. Nothing. One has nothing to do with the other. Getting a prima facie determination does not mean your case is going to be approved. It just means we've done an initial review and it's approvable. Okay. Do you have to be in my state of residence to represent me? No. In immigration cases, no. Let's see. Did you miss anything? You hadn't missed anything much, Miss Abena, when you joined. Not no friendship in business. I'm just saying. My ex was like, I'm the father of your kids. I'm aware. I was there. when they came to it, I'm very aware. And business thrives when family and friends people. And that's see, all jokes apart, I am that friend that I never ask my friends to discount anything. If my friend has something or your store and you're selling something, any friend who I know that has a business will tell you, I don't ever ask for discounts. I just don't, because I believe that I should be one of those to support you fully. I shouldn't expect you to make concessions because I'm a friend. You should expect that I will be the one to support you fully. If you decide to not give me, concession, whatever, that's fine. But I wouldn't ask you for a discount. I just won't. So that's just me then. But I can't see. Hey, Mama. My mama's on. I've been doing 6. Y'all say hello to my mom. Hello, Miss Shohini. Where have you been? I haven't seen you or heard from you in a long time. How is citizenship life treating you? Someone was asking me today, how many green cards have you gotten this year? I've lost count. I don't even, but I was thinking, it's not about how many, it's about how many lives are being blessed and changed. That's what really matters. Hello, Miss Peggy. Well, it's very late then, I can't let. My brother-in-law, sister, brother, Nicky. Greeting. Miss Peggy, yeah, serious. I'm well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I have a headache in the back of my head, but it will be okay. You know, healed by the blood of Jesus. That day I will share testimony live on YouTube and Instagram where you will know there is God. There's God also. I'm hopeful in his presence. Amen. From your mouth to God's ears. Yes. Hello, God's favorite. How are you? My mama says that God is able to do all things. Yeah, absolutely. Epic movements. What's going on? Can we speak to you directly when we consult? Yes, I do my consult. You're not speaking to my paralegal or because I try to get people to consult with my other attorney, but and people and yeah, I know it's not actually. But so yeah, I do my consult myself, and I love to meet people. I love meeting people with consultation and being able to discuss your case. Could you kindly shed light on what implications there are if you don't submit your VAW application within 30 days of submitting an abeyance letter to USCIS? So it used to be that prior to April 1st, 2024, where everybody paid filing fees for I-485, that was one of the reasons why it was important to send it in, because you don't want to have to now pay new filing fee if you have to file a new 485 and start all over again. Because I mean, if I don't have to spend back then 1,225, why not, right? That's number one. Number two, the other issue may be because if you ask the field office for abeyance and you don't file it, or you haven't filed it, then they may refer you to immigration court, and you don't want that to happen because you've already told them you're going to do something, and if they deny your case, it's like, okay, so they may refer you to immigration court depending on how quickly they do that in your own field office. But now, even though we still do that, I'm just someone like, because if you're starting all over again, you're starting with a new priority date, that pushes you back, right? But if you're able to preserve your priority date from your initial I-485, why not? However, I don't lose sleep over that anymore a whole lot now, because you don't pay filing fee as a VAW petitioner anymore. As long as you're willing to just, and some people just, what, I'm not even going to sweat it. I'm just going to file a new one, because you're not paying filing fee. So that's a huge part of it. You're not paying filing fee. But so the only thing to worry about really now is just the possibility of being referred to immigration court, because you don't pay filing fees anymore. I hope that answers your question, God's favor. I'm sure that will be the one you're singing. Thank you, Miss Peggy. Amen. Have you always known you wanted to be a lawyer? I don't think I've ever seen myself doing anything. I think even my parents would tell you, my mom would tell you, I've always been one to argue with everybody. I know it sounds really bad, but growing up, my mom would tell you, I was always very vocal and very, they say I've always been, I don't know, my mom, yeah, they said I was very, very bossy. Like, I don't know if that's true. My kids would tell you that's true. My ex-husband would tell you that's true. But darn, maybe that's true. But I've always known that I would do something with because I enjoy talking. Not talking. I think arguing is really more of it. I don't know. I don't know if I'll say I've always known, but I knew that I wanted to go to law school. And my dad always said I had to find something to do with my mouth. So here we are. Here we are. Okay, let's see. Can you take over a case? It depends on the case type, and it depends on if I decide to take it over based on what is discussed at the interview. Yes, Mr. Bennett, look at God. I'm telling you, when a grown man is crying over the phone after being he's been, I think they filed that application, I want to say 2.5 years before we filed his work authorization. So for 2.5 years, he was told he could not. And so now, because he actually even doubted that he could. even when we filed, and it was like, hey, what's the worst that can happen? They'll tell you you don't qualify. But I had done my research and I saw that, okay, it's pending. Well, why? So why can't you file? So now that it's a reality for him, he just kept saying, oh my God, today. Was it? Yeah, it was. Today is when it was card was produced. Yes. So I'm not sure it was today that they granted expedited request or Tuesday. I can't remember. Y'all just bear with me. It's my brain is already. Yeah. Christmas decor is out for real. My child school uses a Christmas tree all year round. I think I'm going to do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. And my tree, the one I had last time, is white. That's just a problem. It's white because what? Anyway, I don't know. Miss Peggy, that's it. No. Can't see. Okay, wait, my mom is still on, right? Yeah, Banky, did I always say I was going to be a lawyer? Okay, she's listening. Okay. Yeah. Did I don't know. I mean, you saw me growing up. I can't remember a whole lot of stuff, but have I always said I wanted to be a lawyer? Yeah. Yes, it's my question is absolutely answered with so much clarity and concise. Thank you. Okay. So let's see what she says. Good results, every one of us. Okay. Do you process NIW? I do, but I'm not taking any new cases. I'm working on quite a caseload and I'm working on RFEs. So right now I've put a pause on new cases until the further notice. I can't tell you when. Hopefully before the end of the year, January. I don't know. I just need to figure out some things and change my strategy in some things. Thank you, Miss Peggy. I thought my mom was still on. I don't know, people. I think I did. Hello, Mr. Kazin. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. This question is like immigration questions on your mind. That's what we're doing tonight. So let's bring on the questions. Bring on the questions. I applied for my son and his daughter was qualified to travel along with him. Embassy requested DNA test. Test came back. My son was given a negative. Okay, so my son is now in the process of adopting his child. Can my son provide the embassy with adoption paperwork? Does he need to apply for her? Oh, so that child is not your son's child? Is that what she's saying? Thank you, Ms. Dina. What is the appropriate way to reach out to my congressman regarding my VAR case? If you go on Google and just put in your, type in your state, there are congressman of my or senator of my state, whatever, specific state, it would give you, and go on their website. Every one of them on their website has a link to request help with federal agencies. Some will be very direct help with USCIS. That's how you go about that. Okay. Can someone who is here apply for the lottery? You can, but you still have to make sure that you are eligible to adjust status. Is it true that USCIS is not working on any green card at the moment because of election coming up? I haven't heard that. Can I DM you regarding, and I know you can DM me, but it's not me you're going to be chatting with. You're going to be chatting with my assistant who's going to tell you to set up the consultation. I can't see. Okay. Alrighty, so I think we've gone through all the questions. If I change my address online with USCIS, will I get a receipt notice of the change? No. Is the visa bulletin processing time in October will be updated? Is the visa bulletin processing time? We're already in October, so the October visa bulletin is what's being used right now. I'm trying to understand what your question is, but that's what's being used. The blood still works. My question was not answered because you didn't ask. I'm asking, so was your son declared not to be the father? So answer that question first. Will I still get a work permit if I got arrested after I filed 485 for VA? It shouldn't prevent you from getting a work permit. They may send you an RF in your VA case. I filed Form I-130 for my husband, and the case is ongoing. Can I file Form N-400 for me? If you qualify, if you're already at that 5-year mark, then you should be able to do that. General information, nothing specific to anyone's case. My grandma sadly left U.S. without getting her advance parole. Is that where she can return? If she was granted asylum status, she can apply for a refugee document from outside the country. But I'm hoping you mean that she's been granted asylum status and not that she was waiting for asylum to be scheduled for an interview and she left. If that's the case, then that's it. Okay, I think I answered that. Okay, you're welcome. If your green card got denied, does your work permit get canceled? So if your green card application gets denied, it would have a part in there also, the denial notice that says that your work authorization is automatically revoked. I haven't seen any time that USCIS actually knocks on your door and tell you to give them the work permit back. I mean, technically you shouldn't be working with it. I'm not going to tell you to work with it, but yeah. My 28 years old moved from Germany and she's here. What's the best thing for her in filing? Sit down with a lawyer to figure out what her options will be. Do you do VAWA? Yes, I do. How will USCIS know I'm working without authorization after I file 765 485? Because a lot of people always think that if you're doing independent contractor work like DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Uber, so there's no record. Actually, there's record because you have to, unless you're working someone else's information. But if you're working with your information, especially if you have a tax ID number, they provide 1099 documents to IRS. So if you've got 1099s provided to the U.S. government, USCIS has access to that. So just so you know. Okay, the child is not just your grandchild. So that's it. The child does not, if that's not a biological child, then that child cannot, okay, that child cannot derive from that anymore. So if he's going to be adopting the child, he's going to go through the adoption process first and then be able to show, then he would have to, once he gets his own green card, then he's going to have to go through the family adoption process to be able to bring the adopted child here, and there are very specific requirements. So it's not a yes or no kind of situation. You need to sit down with the lawyer, figure out, but that's that, hopefully he wasn't, accused of trying to pass a child as his when it was not his. And I know that must be hard for him to think a child was his and it wasn't. But it's not a case where he can show adoption papers all of a sudden when just because DNA didn't come out to be his child, and then the child can be added. It doesn't work that way. Is it possible to do a PD request yourself? I mean, you can try. I mean, you can the Constitution. You can represent yourself in any legal proceedings. So, yeah. Okay. All righty. Y'all come up with some things. I don't know if it's true, but I hope. My wife cheated on me with my business partner. We have 2 children. She kicked me out of the house. Can I apply for VAWA? I would love to consult with you. Not because like for I would love to meet with you and let's discuss what your case is about. That's an interesting thing. What do you do? You and your business partner. What do you do? Will you advise me to file for my siblings despite the long wait? Why not? What do you have to lose? I mean, at least they have a backup. Especially if you're have so if you're for instance, if you have construction business partner in construction. Huh. Well, sorry to hear that, but I mean, they slept together, now they're together. Are you trying to are you I hope you're not trying to be funny. Um I hope not, because this is a serious issue. Talking about cases, if that's the case, and you want to sit down with the law just to give more information, and because something must have led up into that emotional distress and mental anguish, those are things that come to mind. But have your case evaluated and then know for sure if you can. Yeah, it's Wobo Boy is about 13 to 17 years, depending on the country you're from. But if you've got siblings who are like in their 20s, 30s, it's worth the wait. If you have siblings who are like in their 60s, and that's different. But if your siblings are still much younger, it's absolutely worth doing that. A couple has been in the US for almost a year. They started the divorce process in Nigeria before coming to the US, but it got approved in their absence. Is this acceptable? Generally, it should be fine. The main thing is that at the time that it was filed, the petitioner was domiciled in Nigeria. So general information, y'all, this is not an legal advice. So generally, they should be fine. And I'm hoping they have a lawyer in their case. Can you sponsor yourself on your Form I-864 if the petitioner didn't make up to the poverty guideline for your state? As long as you've got taxes to show and you are able to show that your source of income in the I-864 will continue after you're granted your green card, then you should be able to, not that you can sponsor yourself, but you can include your income to meet up with the guidelines as long as you can show that. I love the glasses, by the way. Anthony Samuels, you need to be my stylist. I think I can try Epic Movement because you got fashion. You're a fashionista, so I may try, but we'll see. I saw one a pair of glasses that was like, oh my god, I love eyewear. That's one thing I love. And that one I was splurging. Eyewear, sunglasses, eyewear. Yeah, that's me. I need to win the lottery, the cash lottery. That is, you have me both. I'm telling you. Uh, I'm telling you. Okay, all right. Let's see. A couple could answer that question. What's the time? Okay, we're almost done. What is timeline for U.S. citizens filing for his kids under 18 in the USCIS.gov/processing time? Okay. All right, everyone. I think we got to as many questions as possible. You are welcome. Okay, I'll answer that question. Okay. Yeah, this is very, very therapeutic. I'm telling you, it's very refreshing coming together. Just want to know if you process AB3, H1B, so I can contact you. Yes, I do. Employment cases as well as family. How much is consultation with you? What's the process to book? 140, 30 minutes, 210, 45 minutes, 250, 1 hour. Easiest way is to go on our website, olalayalawfirm.com, or call us Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we'll be able to get you that information. Oh, you can hear him singing in the background? Is his voice that loud? Epic movements. You can actually hear TJ? Miss Peggy, that's why Epic is saying that I didn't know you could hear him. Yeah, he's singing because the way my house is, like, there's a Jack and Jill bathroom, and so the Jack or the Jill bedroom is the one I turned into my home office, but that connects to his bathroom. You can. So it connects to his bathroom. So we share it. My office and his shares a common door. So I'm like, okay. No, his voice is deep. What I didn't y'all could hear. Oh, really? Okay then. All right. Well, all right. But anyway, okay, he's singing. He's singing whenever he's in the shower. He sings. It doesn't. I'm sure a lot of people know K-Love radio station, the Christian music, because that's what is always playing for the most part in my. If it's not K-Love, it's Afrobeats. So whenever we're in the car, you would think he's not listening. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. So he when he gets in the shower, he's always singing the Christian songs. That's what we pray for anyway. But anyway, okay, people, thank you for always joining. It's always refreshing coming together Tuesdays and Thursdays, talking about victories and encouraging one another. And you can hear him now. Yeah, yes, that's my baby. And he's blessing y'all with his musical skills. Let's leave that alone. It's always great. Thank you. So we've started a new month, and we've agreed on Tuesday, which was the first day of the month, that we are going to have a month full of testimonies and all that. So shall it be. And the one thing I would just implore each and everyone to do is, no matter what, we all have that one person or people that don't see anything good in anything. They're always going to be there trying to make you discourage you from having hope, because the Bible says Abraham hopes against hope. Sometimes you got to hope against hope. Sometimes things may not look impossible, it may look absolutely impossible, but there is nothing that is too difficult for God to, just like my mama said, there's no impossibility with God. It is we as humans that see things that may be impossible, but it's not up to us to make the final decision. We do not have the final say when it comes to the story of our lives. If we allow God to keep writing that story, it doesn't have to make sense to us, but as long as you believe that He's able to write it better and way beyond what you can ask or think, He is the ultimate author, and He knows exactly what plots to put in our stories. So leave it in His hands. Let's do our part, but leave it in His hands. Those who come into our lives that want to discourage and make us feel like we're defeated, please avoid them by all costs, because there's some people you just have to cut off from your life so that your blessings can be full. And we're going to believe and agree in faith that this month our blessings shall be full. And so shall it be. I will see you guys next week. Have a good weekend, everybody.